Story time about how I was talking to somebody's husband. Sorry, y'all. What's up, fam? So this week we are talking about how men are trifling. And I know that it's gonna seem bad, but I promise you, when you're young and you're naive, you believe the dumbest shit. So if you're young and you're naive right now, don't believe that man. Do not believe that man. When I was like 18, 19, 20, 21, I worked at racetrack. I worked at racetrack off and on for like 10 years. And I met a lot of people working at the gas station, like a lot. And one of these people happened to be this very attractive man, okay? And I'm going to preface by saying that I don't remember his name. I do not remember his name. He's one of those people that you want to forget. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I was in my early 20s or something along that line, and I was minding my business, working at the gas station, pretty little thing. You know what I'm saying? Very cute, very demure. And one day, this very handsome gentleman walks in. He's black. He's maybe like 5'7". He wasn't very tall. He had a nice cut. Like, he just looked good. And I was young and I was naive. So I see him come in. He's making eyes at me. I make an eye back at him and I continue working. And so he asked me my name and we start small conversation, right? So whatever, we hit it off and that was that. He didn't ask for my number, but he did end up calling the store after he left. Back in the day, like, we had social media, but it wasn't like what it is today, where you could probably find anybody and everybody, especially if you know where they work. So it was one of those situations where, like, he called my job and he was just like, hey, like, I'm looking for this young lady who, I was like, this is her. Are you talking to her? And he was like, oh, hey, like, what's up? You know, this is my name. I wanted to know if you were single. And I'm like, I am. And he was just like, okay, well, I would love to, like, you know, take you out. So I was like, oh, you want to take me out? And he was like, yeah. So I was just like, okay, bet. So I ended up giving him my information, right? Again, I'm smitten because this man is fine. And bro, the next day he came to my job. I swear, like, the things that make us like, oh my God, when we're young is so funny because, like, even though some of that stuff now I would like it if I was in a relationship, but like, if I'm not in a relationship with you, like, I don't find that shit attractive at all. I had to look at my forehead because I need to stop putting my hair in ponytails. That shit is pulling me back. Come back here. So the next day he pulls up to my job and he got like a big truck and he has got all the windows down and he is blasting, I think, like some love song by Trey Songz, if I'm not mistaken. And he's blasting that shit. Comes into the store smiling. Now, mind you, he is well put together. He's older than me, right? He's got to be, like, I want to say if I was like 18 years old, this man definitely had to be like 30. Okay, 30 years old. And so he was well put together. Like, you could tell this man had like a corporate job or something. So when he coming in here acting like a hood rat, I was like, oh, look at that. He come in, blasting his little music, and he just like smiling, asking me how I'm doing. I'm doing good or whatever. Like, how you doing? And, you know, he just makes small talk with me, winks at me, and then he's just like, all right, like, I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, okay. So then he ends up hitting me up, and he's like, okay, like, how about we go to Red Lobster on this day, right? And I'm like, Red Lobster? We're going to Red Lobster. Ghetto. Like, what the fuck are you getting excited about Red Lobster for, bitch? That's a chain restaurant. Listen, this isn't for anybody to be like, what's wrong with Red Lobster? Well, right now, nothing, because the new CEO, he is doing the damn thing. But what I'm saying is, like, it's nothing to get excited for. It's not a 5-star Michelin star rated, like, restaurant. It's literally a chain restaurant. Anybody can go there. You know what I'm saying? It's inexpensive. It's fairly cheap. I'm like, hell yeah, like, we can go to Red Lobster. Like, I'm so down. So he's like, all right, I'll pick you up. Like, this is the time. Like, he is setting, like, the bar high because he's telling me what time we're going to go. He's telling me when he's going to pick me up. Like, all the good shit. So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I'm with this shit, right? So he picks me up. We go out to eat. We're talking. I'm getting to know him. So then, like, I don't know how the conversation goes, but basically that's when he tells me that he's married, right? But that they're separated. And I'm like, oh, like, why? He's just like, just things didn't work out. So we're separated right now and we're getting a divorce. And so I was like, oh my God. And I want to say he had 2 daughters too. At this point, they were very, very, very young. They were like, I don't know, like 4 and 6 or something at this point. Like they were kids. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna be a stepmom. Girl, that should never be like a priority or even a goal to be a stepmom. Oh, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, you know, he's got an old lady, they're divorced or they're separated. So good. Now he's finna date me and we finna be up. Like, this man looked good, got a good job. He got his own house. He's got his own car. Like, the bar is high, right? And at that age, that was like fucking 19 years ago. Okay. I think. Right? I'm 34 now. So back then, that shit was like butter and bread, okay? Texas Roadhouse style. I was smitten. I was excited. The boys my age were not popping off like this. So like the fact that this grown man wanted to take me to Red Lobster. We going to Red Lobster. We going to Red Lobster. We going to Red Lobster. Girl, dumb. So dumb. So I'm eating. And I'm not talking about the food. I'm talking about his words. I'm eating it up. I'm like, yeah. Bet. Like, you know, he's not with her no more. He's single. Cool, whatever. So, you know, now we're texting all the time. Now we're vibing all the time. Like, it's real good energy. Like, he comes to my job all the time. He be popping up, whatever. And one day, I forgot. I think I asked him something about like his house and he said he still lived with his wife, but you know, they were separated and the reason that she hadn't moved out or he hadn't moved out is because of money and their kids. And then he just wanted to make sure like, you know, when he moved out that he left her with like, you know, good standing. So like, that's why he hadn't moved out yet. And I'm like, oh, this is a man. This is a man. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. So I'm eating that up because I'm thinking that like, you know, he's being authentically honest and true, whatever. So one day, I believe I was on break at work. And so he either didn't go to work or something, right? There was something amiss there. And so he came to my job and picked me up. He called me while I was at work and was like, oh, like, you know, do you want me to like get you some lunch or whatever? So I'm like, duh. And so he's like, okay, like I'm gonna come pick you up on your lunch break and we'll come back to my house or whatever. So I'm like, the house that you share with your wife? Okay. So we hang the phone up and he picks me up. We go to his house, right? We go out, grab some food and then we go to his house. You guys, I swear on my life, strike me dead if I'm dying, if I am lying, Father God. We pulled into this man's driveway and he was like, oh, do you want to get out? And I said, no. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to just go in and grab some stuff and then I'll be back out. And so I was just like, okay. So I wait outside and the whole time I'm in the car, I'm literally like my anxiety is through the roof. Like, I don't know what it was, but like I felt something and I felt it strongly. And so I was like, yeah, I want to go back to work. Like, I don't feel good. So he gets in the car and he was just like, okay, like, you sure you don't want to come inside? And I'm like, nah, like, I'm good. And so he's like, okay. So we started driving or whatever, and we end up going down like some street. We end up going down some street, you guys. And I just remember he sees his wife's car. And he was like, that's weird. And then his phone rings, right? Now, mind you, we already left his house. We already driving towards my job now. And his wife calls him and she was like, hey, like, where are you going? Like, I just saw you left, whatever. And he was like, oh, I'm finna go to the store. Like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I decided to have lunch at home today. So I was on my way home. That's why I saw you. And he was like, that's weird because you never, ever in your life have come home on your lunch break. Like, is everything okay? She was like, yeah, like, I just wanted to come home and have lunch at home. And he was just like, okay, well, I'll be back. Like, I'm just going to the store. And so she was like, okay. And mind you, like, he's having this conversation and I'm sitting right next to him. Like, does he not know I can hear her? Does he, like, what? And so he goes, well, that's weird. And I'm like, what's weird? Huh? What just happened? I'm so naive. Like, you know, I'm playing stupid. And he was like, oh, like, she never, ever, ever, ever has lunch at home. And she just left work to go have lunch at home. And so I was like, that's crazy. And he was like, good thing we didn't stay over there. And I'm like, I know. Good fucking thing we didn't. Anyways, now, we are back at my job. He drops me off. I say goodbye, whatever the case is. And now I'm at work like, are they together or not, dude? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on? One day, I am sitting at my job, okay? Sitting at my job, and I want to say that I hadn't heard from him for like a couple of hours or something. I don't know how, this was probably like a week later, right? Like, I don't know. I think I just hadn't heard from him for a couple of hours. And I'm just like, you know, that's a little weird, but like, I'm not going to be like all up on him like that. So whatever. All of a sudden, somebody starts calling my job private, right? And they're asking for me. So like, my manager is like, oh, like somebody keeps calling private. It's a woman and she's asking for you. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. A couple hours later, I'm in the back. I'm in the freezer. I'm stocking shit in the freezer. And my boss comes out there and she was like, Cash. And I'm like, what's up? And she was like, there is a woman out here asking for you. And I'm like, what you mean? She was like, she literally said, is Cash here? And I'm so sorry, but I said yes before I even thought about it. And I'm like, okay. She was like, I don't know, but I think it might be that guy's wife. I'm like, why do you think that? And she was like, there's just something about her that is giving wife. So now I'm like, oh, hell no. What the fuck you mean, girl? You scaring me. I wanted to get my hair out the way because, bitch, I feel like that shit was taking forever, okay? It's kind of hard for me to concentrate on that aspect. For my edges, I use the Rizzo Curls Stronghold Gel, by the way, because, bitch, this right here, I usually add it while I'm doing my edges, but girl, my mind was like everywhere. So I'm just adding it right now and hopefully it does what it need to do. So she's like, I was doing the cigarettes and I had my back, you know, turned. And when she said, is Cash here? She was like, I don't know why, but I thought that it was like somebody that like either worked with us, or she was like, I don't know, but I wasn't thinking, and I apologized because I told her that you're here. And I believed her because Maria was that bitch. I loved Maria. Still do, 10 toes down. She's like family to me. And Maria didn't like drama, none of that. So I could tell she genuinely felt bad for telling this lady that I was here. But Maria was like, listen, I'm telling you, I think this is that man's wife. Maria knew all my business. Like, I told Maria all my business. I loved working with Maria. When you have a job and like, you have like a 50-year-old bestie and you like 18, but Maria wasn't 50. But she was probably in her 30s, to be completely honest, like 35, 40. Because she definitely had kids that were like close in age to me. When I shave, I always put water on my face, you guys, so like it doesn't burn when I do my skincare. Because some of the skincare, and this is the skincare that I've been using lately. This is called the Marini Skin Solution. It's got like a cleanser, face lotion, sunscreen, a serum, and a face cream. And I love the way I look. You know what I'm saying? I love the way I look. I got sent this for free by some brand. They just emailed me and I said, yeah, but this shit costs $350. So it's not something that I'm like, you guys should buy this, because like, I wouldn't have. It's just out of my price range. But I'm grateful that they sent it for free. Now back to the story. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess like, tell her I'm back here, because I don't want to walk up there and talk to her. So tell her I'm back here. It's like, okay. So she tells the lady, oh, like Cash is back there. Like, so the lady walks back to where I'm at, and I'm like stocking the refrigerators at this point. And so she was like, hello. And I turn around. You guys, listen to me, okay? Listen to me really good. This lady, when I turned around and looked at her, was the most beautiful gorgeous woman I think I had ever laid my eyes on in real life. She was beautiful. Like, I couldn't even believe that a man was choosing to cheat on her with me. Like, don't get it twisted. In my younger years, I was that girl. No stomach, fat little booty, like I was very charismatic, like beautiful hair. I get it. But I felt like, because I was so young and naive, I guess that's why a grown man wanted to talk to me. His wife was either Colombian or Venezuelan. Titties perked up. They were fake because he told me that he had paid for them. Titties was perked up. No waist. No waist. Ass was fat. Okay? Skin was clear. I'm talking about this woman was so beautiful that I was like offended. I was offended because like, what the fuck are you doing talking to me when you got all of this at home? Like, are you crazy, dude? Are you crazy? Now, I know everything is not about looks, but like, my God, dude. Fix what you got at home. Go fix what you got at home. It's like, hi, like, she was like, I'm not here to start any drama. I don't want to fight you. I don't want any problems. What my husband has been telling you, if you have done anything with my husband. She was like, I'm not mad at you. I know that like it's my husband who I should be mad at, but she was like, I really need to know like what's going on. So I'm like, who's your husband? Cause I'm not finna be like, yeah, girl, like, no, like who's your husband? And so she was like, so and so, and I just was like, okay. And I'm like, what do you want to know? And she was like, I want to know if you've been seeing him, how often you've been talking to him. She was like, I'm not here to start nothing with you. I literally have my daughters in the car right now. And I felt like I needed answers because I went through our phone log and I see your phone number. And I think she said that she saw me in the text messages or Facebook. She saw me somewhere, so she knew where to find me. And so I was like, and she was like, I called here several times. And she was like, I wanted to talk to you on the phone, but like you were not around or like nobody would answer. And so she was like, that's me who's been calling on private. And I'm just like, okay, well, I was like, yeah, I've been talking to him. Girl, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was gonna punch me dead in my face when I said that. Even though she said she wasn't, I still thought she was. And she was just like, okay, how long have you been talking to him? When did you meet? How did you meet? And I was like, I met him here. He comes here all the time. I said he called here and asked me for my phone number, and he asked to take me out to eat. We went to Red Lobster, and she was like, when? And so I told her, and she was like, She was like, he told me he had like a work event. That's when he took me out to eat. She said that it was a work event, and she was like, I was at home with the kids. And I was like, yeah. She was like, have you done anything with him? And I was like, no. She was like, you haven't done anything. And I'm like, nothing. I think I told her that we kissed, or maybe I didn't tell her that. But I feel like I did tell her, but I was like, no, like we didn't do anything because we hadn't. I wasn't going to give him my cookies just because he took me to Red Lobster now. Like, damn, I at least have some damn morals. And so she was like, you didn't do anything. And I'm like, nothing. And so she was like, how long have you been talking to him? And I'm like a month now we've been talking. We've been hanging out. Like, he'll come to my job. I was like, he will like grab me some lunch sometimes. The whole time I'm telling her this, she's looking at me like I got 3 heads. Like, when the fuck does this man have the time to take you out to eat, to come here to see you, to bring you food, to bring you gifts, to talk to you on the phone? Like, what? She was like, we're married. We're not separated. We've never gotten through a divorce. She's like, we have fights like any other couple does, but like, we are still together. And I'm like looking at her like, I'm sorry. Like, and I literally tell her like, I'm sorry. I really didn't know. He's been telling me all of these things. I don't really know what to think. So I'm kind of just going off what he says. And I said, but like, I swear we haven't had any sex. I said, we've only been talking on the phone. He only took me out that one time, and that was that. And she was just like, okay. She was like, can you do me a favor? And I'm like, what's up? And she was like, if he contacts you again, can you not talk to him? She was like, I'm trying to fix my marriage, and I just don't know what to do anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, you're very young and you're very beautiful, and he's talking to you, and I want you to know, like, he has no business talking to you. He's married with kids, and like, there's no reason for you to talk to him because he's married with kids. And I'm just telling you right now, if you could just please do that. And so I was just like, you got it. I was like, I will not talk to him anymore. So she was like, thank you. And she walked away. I was looking at that ass and I was like, the whole time she was talking, I was mesmerized. I felt like she was a mermaid in the water and she was calling me in. Like, it just, like, what? She was so beautiful, you guys. I don't even think y'all understand how gorgeous this woman was because you can't see her. And I don't remember his name. I don't remember none of the information. So it's not like I could call her up and be like, girl, you want to be on my story time? She was gorgeous. So she leaves, you guys. And like, immediately after she leaves, like, she opens the door. I watch her car drive away. I just like run up to the front to tell Maria what the fuck just happened. And Maria was like, oh, girl, you don't have to tell us what happened. We were listening. I'm like, y'all were? She was like, yeah, we thought she was going to try to fight you, so we were ready. And I was like, hell yeah. They were like, we wasn't going to let her do nothing to you. Like, we was going to jump her. And so me and my coworkers were all laughing or whatever. And so the phone rings. And we all stop and look at each other like, what the fuck? So I go and I pick up the store phone and I'm like, hello, thank you for calling Racetrack. And he was like, hey, I think my wife is on the way up there to speak to you. Don't tell her anything. You know, don't even tell her that you know me. And I'm just like, she just left. He was like, she did? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, what happened? Like, what did she say? I was like, I told her the truth. And he was like, which is what? I'm like, that we be texting, we be talking, and that we've gone out to dinner before. And he was just like, and what did she say? I'm like, nothing. She just told me to leave you alone. Y'all are still married, that you've been lying to me, and that she's trying to work on y'all's relationship. And I said, dude, she's beautiful. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but like, I don't want to be a part of this. So like, yeah, I guess figure it out because she's on her way home right now. And so he was just like, okay, thank you. And I hang up the phone. Bitch. That man came to my job to see me the very next day. That man came to my job the very next day to see me and to apologize to me and to tell me that, like, you know, they're not together. Like, he was standing 10 toes down on them not being together. He's like, we're not together. We're not together. So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not together? So he was just like, we broke up. She's trying to fix the relationship, but I don't want to be with her anymore. We're only together for the kids. And to me, it just doesn't feel right. I'm like, well, I don't really know what to think because she's saying one thing, he's saying another. I think he is so fine. I think his wife is so fine. Just put me in on a threesome. You know, we just call it a day. I was just like, listen, you know, thank you for coming up here to apologize, but you've been lying to me this entire time. And like, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna like, not talk to you because I don't want to. So I ended up blocking him. And for months, on weeks, he would email me. He would tell me how much he missed me, how he wished he could see me again. And we stopped talking after a while. I think he like got the hint. And I want to say a couple years later, I want to say I was living near college campus at this time. And I think he had emailed me and was just like, I would love to see you. And I was just like, this man do not let up. It's been years, okay? Years. So I'm like, dude, like, you're literally married. He's like, we're not married. We got a divorce. And I'm like, oh. And he was like, I have not stopped thinking about you all of these years. We got a divorce. We only stayed together for the kids and we couldn't do it anymore. So we finally ended up getting a divorce. And I'm like, okay, good for you, because that's what you should have been did. And so he was like, I would love to see you. Y'all, I folded. I went on his Facebook and lo and behold, they were divorced and he was still looking good as fuck. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, you could pull up. So he pulled up to where I lived and we went out to eat and then we were just vibing in the car, talking, catching up, whatever as one would do. And he tried to force himself on me. Now, was this my fault? A little bit. a little bit, because why the fuck did I meet up with this man? But he had never disrespected me like prior or made me feel some weird type of way. So I was just like, fuck it. Like, you're actually divorced now. You circled back. You did what you were supposed to do. Cool. Like, we can meet up. But we were sitting in the car and this man was literally trying to jump over his seat and mine and get on top of me. And I just kept pushing him back. Like, stop, dude. Like, what the fuck? Why are you so... And he wouldn't let up. He would not fucking stop. Bro, I remember I just shoved him and I was like, I'm done. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I ended up getting out of the car and I ended up going back into my unit, my apartment. He didn't know which one it was. And that was it. He blew my phone up, calling me, texting me, blocked him. He started emailing me. And I was just like, listen, bitch, you're done. The minute that you try to force yourself on me, you're done. Like, you could have had this easily because, like, I genuinely thought you were good looking. Like, I liked vibing with you. But the fact that you're trying to force me into doing something that I am not comfortable doing because we just seen each other after, what, like 5 years? No, boy, go fuck yourself. And so I ended up cutting him off again. And I have never seen him again, never spoke to him again. Don't really give a fuck what happens to him. But if for some reason the wife watches this YouTube, hey, call me, girl, because you fine. I will take care of you. I will love you and your kids down, okay? I was naive and I was dumb. I didn't even know the situation. It wasn't like I was intentionally trying to break up a happy home, because that's not something that I would ever do. I think that's fucking despicable and disgusting, and you shouldn't do that. I don't care what a man sells you. I don't care what a man tells you. If a man tells you him and his wife are not together, you need to get cold facts. You need to be looking him up. You need to see if he really did get a divorce. You need to be stalking her page, because men lie. Men will always lie. Men will always try to get their cake and eat it too. And there's no reason to go against another woman. Like, do you know what it feels like to be in a relationship, be married, and a man is cheating on you and another woman just simply doesn't give a fuck? That is the worst feeling in the world. And it's not a feeling that I would ever want to put on somebody else. So why would I do that? If you are in a relationship or if you're talking to a man who is selling you this, girl, there's so many men out here who are single, who don't have wives, who are not in these situations that you can go talk to, that you can go be with. If a man really wants you and he really want to fuck with you, he's going to actually take the steps of not talking to you while he's married, waiting, and then circling the fuck back. And if you happen to be in a relationship, oh well, it wasn't meant for you guys to be together. But don't be a dumb bitch like me and continue to talk to a motherfucker afterwards and then really see their true colors. Pieces of shit. Okay? So yeah, that was my story of how a woman confronted me about her husband at my work at the racetrack gas station. And he was a lying, stank ass hoe. Okay? Thank you. Love y'all.